Okay, this just in. My mom just went to her doctor again, and she found out that it's on her record that she stated that she was referred, that my mom stated that she was referred to Dr. Machino. And she never said that. She's like, I never said that. And she called Dr. Machino, and he was like, I forget, but basically, I said, maybe your current doctor isn't a jerk, but maybe she's just really negligent. Dr. Ajiboy. And my mom was like, yeah, I think that's probably what it is. But it could be gang stalking. I'm just looking for something here. My fucking foreskin restoration cone fell off. Where is it? Oh, if I lost it, where would it be? Oh, man. See, I wish I could do this on camera. I wish you could see my dick and balls. You know, you should be able to see my dick and balls. It's not like this. Yeah, we get it. YouTube is family friendly, but it's not jacking off. Where the fuck? Okay. So I actually don't know where oh my god, it's in my pocket. That's so funny. Check out this. Ron Lowe made this for me, custom made. He made the Coca-Cola of Tuggers. So I don't know if my mom was just being jerked around. Sometimes I wonder actually if she's really not a gang stalker. She doesn't understand what's happening. But I think she is. I don't know. You know, you could be a gang stalker and a TI. I think a lot of gang stalkers are gang stalked. It really is, it really is a system that I think most people don't like. I think, oh, fuck off. You know, I literally can't even put this on right. I think most people agree that having the legal right to quit your job is a good thing. And to be able to write a review, I think most people would agree that we like that. We like it if someone sucks as a fucking boss, that we can say it. I think most people would agree with that. So I don't like that this doctor's a fucking nice person, apparently. I have no idea. I'd be going for Dr. Sunday in literally 1 second. Okay. Where are my socks? Not that it makes a difference when you're in a water fast. Your extremities are the first things to lose heat, and you can't. Yeah, you can actually. If you drink enough water, you actually can keep warm feet. But when you don't, yeah. Sorry, pal. You're gonna have cold feet. Nothing I can do about it. You're gonna have cold hands and cold feet. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine? This is a fucking cheesecake crust. You should be making your crust out of this. Oh. I wanted to go in the Chinese restaurant so bad. My grandma said, it's really good what you do. And I said, well, I'm high. I assume she was talking about having an easy to be with demeanor. And she said, no, like the fact that you can go to the restaurant and not break your fast. I thought, yeah. No, there's no fucking way I'd do that. But but if I did, I know where I'd go. We talked about Mr. Sub on Hespeler Road in Cambridge. She said it's not good anymore. The owners, it's not the same owners anymore. It's all just fucking pimple-faced teenagers running it now. They fuck it up. It used to be a guy who, no offense, I'm saying when it's a family-run business, they vet the people more, even if it's a teenager. It'll be a better quality teenager. But it's not the same one. So we basically agreed the one on Weber is the best one. You have to excuse me, I have to go to the gentleman's room. I don't think I have anxiety disorders as the reason why I have to put on music even before I go to the bathroom. I think it's because I actually just like music that much. And there's a song called Not the Name You Say by Hannah Georges, which when I was tripping, I just didn't exactly like it as much. And as I got higher, I liked slow this bird down. It kind of switched. And this is really fun. Peeing is fucking fun. I was shopping at the meat market, and you know how you have, when someone else is shopping, you don't really have anything to do, and you're thinking, come on, get on with it, let's get out of here. Oh, you gotta look at something else, let me help you, I want to get this over with. There's none of that going on. It was just... the world's just spinning. There's nowhere we're going. There's nowhere to get. Like that kind of... I'm being a bit, puffy about it. I don't need to get that puffy. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You know what? Better to have better ambience. You're not going to be able to see me as well. I'm sorry to do this. But I'm going to appreciate the ambience much more with this dim light. And it will be fun if Marina answers the phone to play video games and talk to her. That's actually pretty fun. But all my video games are fucking hard, except for this zombie one, The Walking Dead or something, like an arcade. Yeah, it's fucking... the way that you shoot a zombie's head off, it kind of like half their skull just blows off. And then you have to shoot the other half off. I don't know if I'm tired. I think I'm tired. I just see pulsating lights. But driving around, they had lovely stairs, and I don't know, at the grocery store, driving around while high was great. And then I had to go use the bathroom at the grocery store. And I had to go down these wooden stairs. And you could tell the building was like 100 years old. The stairs were super steep, and the bathroom smelled like a sewer. It was disgusting. But it was so cool. The bathroom kind of sucked, but it was cool. It was clean, it was something in the piping. But then going up these stairs, and it's like this old place. And fasting and LSD is I think it's extra special. Maybe not. Maybe not. But it was just at least tripping while going out and seeing people. It was enjoyable. I really loved it, except for that last bit where I got super lonely. It shocked me. I thought, what if everyone abandons me? It deeply shocked me. It deeply fucking scared me and shocked me. Ooh. 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 Which... does that mean he's racist? Would you ever identify, hey, I'm a Canadian? Like, who gives a fuck? Who says you're a Canadian? On your birth certificate? On your fucking passport? Who do you think you are? With a drone? Yeah, I'm born in this. I'm from Sector 9. I'm a Sector 9. I'm not from Sector 9. I am a Sector 9. Like, do you have any respect for yourself? Have you ever even seen yourself? Have you ever looked at yourself? Have you ever truly asked, or even fakely asked, have you even jokingly asked, who am I? What is this place? This fucking preacher, he was a salesman. Oh great, I'm gonna listen to Snow by the Chemical Brothers. Yeah. Yes, please. It was cold out too. I didn't even dress for the weather. It was nice to have an outing. Yeah, I went wrong a couple times. I kind of had snooty attitude. I told my grandma, you should do acid. She said, no, I can't. My mind. I said, I understand your mind. And I say, yes, do it. And that was like, instantly I was like, you know what? I'm sorry I said that. I take it back. What I actually meant is it's a very gentle drug. And I know that marijuana would not be something that you like. And if you're worried that this would be like marijuana, it wouldn't. And that's kind of what I meant. I wasn't trying to say, I figured you out. I understand you. Okay, I wasn't trying to say that. But it came off as very arrogant. And then she was at that Hespler Road, Cambridge sub place, and where it's just run by these snot-nosed, pimple-faced fucks, and who don't keep you know, they said, we only have one kind of meat left. Is it okay for your assorted sub? We just put all the same kind of meat. And my grandma said, yeah, sure. And then she took the sub back. And I said, oh, you're a pushover. And she said, yeah, that day I was. And I thought, just the kind of the way I, you know, after she said, yeah, I was like, yeah. You know, just kind of the tone I had on that. Yeah, it just displeased me. And I had this college instructor, Millen Curry Sharples, who was great. He was fucking really great. And he said the best writing scripts are where the writers argue about a single word. But I felt like happy then to keep talking, because I was able to regain my composure and just talk like a normal person and acknowledge that going astray a little bit, a micro stray, and then coming back to center is good. And that's part of communication, and that's fine. So, and then I said, I was kind of lying. I said, well, maybe you were just trying to give it a good shot. Maybe it would be good just having all one meat on the sub. Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. No, it's actually better to say, yeah, give it to me, and then get a refund. It's actually better to do that, just to show them, don't fuck up your serve. You had the best Mr. Sub in the area. We would have driven however far to go there. And lots of people know that. And the guy, he was so cool. He was so fucking cool. I think it was his daughter who worked with him. I said, when I was like mentally ill and fucked up, I said, this sub is saving my life. It was totally cheesy. It was weird. It was the wrong vibes. And he basically said to his daughter, like, look at this guy. Like, look at this fucking retard. Like, he didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he said. And I was like, you are the best. You're fucking so cool. He's one of those wear a cross on his neck kind of guys. But not like a regular one. Like one who keeps good hygiene and, has the best sub shop in town. One of those kind. But now, the best one is fucking Weber Street. Yeah. Now, could I have my own sub shop? My own food stand? No, but I like to dream about it. Yeah, I'd make subs. I'd make fucking vegan subs. No one cares. No one fucking cares. But if they did, I would probably be able to do it. If it was law that you have to be vegan, I would probably have a shot at doing that. Only work 2 days a week. I don't want to work, well, maybe I would want to work every day if I had something I like. And if I had pigs, texting pigs and had a life. I guess I have a life with Marina right now. I don't know, I feel like she's a bad girlfriend. I hope she's better today. But I'm also planning for that too. As sad as that sounds, I'm also remembering that the reason ultimately I'm doing this is even if nothing works out and everything sucks, which I can't see it. I can't see just everything about life sucks and everything sucks forever and ever, and there's no redeeming quality whatsoever. I can't see that being real. But even if it was, because whether it's real or not, sometimes I have felt like that's how it is. And if that kind of spell comes over me, which it might tomorrow, and even tonight, even today it came over me, which is fucking hard. It's hard. It's like hollow. It hollows you out all of a sudden. You're so full of life, and just poof, all your life just goes, and you're just nothing, and you're no one. You're forgotten. You're irrelevant, and you're forgotten, and not a single person needs you. Yeah, it fucking sucks. But even if that's the case, still water fast. Even if you don't even have yourself. Just, I guess, water fast at that point, in hopes that you'll find yourself. I mean, if you're gonna find yourself, a position of health would be better. If you're gonna have a spiritual awakening, it might be more likely when you're super healthy. It might be easier. So make it as easy on yourself as possible. Don't have to go, okay, I'm going to have a spiritual awakening, but you know what? I have a migraine. I'm actually panicked right now because my migraine hurts so bad. It's not really that easy to have a spiritual awakening when you're, fucking sick. So and then, maybe if you have some drinks or something while you're already healthy, then maybe that can be the spark, and then maybe some drugs are good, and, that could be great. But, so flannel is where it's at. Oh, I'm so tired. I just have to close my eyes and take my fasts more seriously. This is the 3rd liter. I am not prepared to slouch on this. It is actually very nice to be tripping and just to relax and forget about it. But my come down tomorrow is going to be really bad if I don't drink enough water, so I do have to do that. In the meantime, though, and I said I'm not going to the gift exchange. We have 2 family parties, the early December and the Christmas Day. I'm not going to give a gift at the gift exchange because I can always spend $20 better than someone else. The only gift I'd give is acid. No one. Oh my god! And I can smell this. This is old stuff being hydrated. This isn't like fresh, which is good news. Today I'm not really doing that well in my water fast, but it did have to remind me to give up hope, I guess. I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know if I'm saying to just be a pest. Just assume everything's going to go wrong and just do your job anyway. Your job is to do as best you can to take care of yourself and believe that it's all going to be worthless. So, something about that just seems like really? Like really? I think I'm really trying to say thank you. Like thank you to the gang stalkers who love me enough to fucking like to basically have a relationship with me for like the last 5 years. And I hate saying that because I think, yeah, that's really great. But it should be better than that, shouldn't it? And maybe that's true. You know, maybe at one point I have to say, yeah, I'm all alone right now, but I can find other people. So that's cool. But that would break my heart. It would. It would. I wanted to go out more. I wanted to just drive around and like go to a new Chinese restaurant. I always saw these people wearing jeans. I said, what's the deal with people who wash their car? We know there's a couple people in our family, they keep a clean car. You know, they're always spiffy clean car. I said, you'd have to have mental problems to do that, wouldn't you? Or you wear jeans, you know, you'd have to have mental problems to wear jeans. And, well, my grandma said, no, some people like a clean car. Some people like jeans, you know, it's fine, you know, I thought, yeah, I guess I like those people too in the family who keep a clean car and keep jeans, but I would not be washing my car. I would go through the car wash because it's fun, but I wouldn't be washing it so it's clean. I mean, who cares? Why not just let your car be dirty? Who gives a fuck? Well, some people like a clean car. Some people are very orderly. And we got talking about the neighbor near my grandma, who I'd go over to her house because I played with her son, who was a bit of a bully, but nice. I said, I think he had mental problems, but he got over it. And she said, yeah, I think so too. He's a strange person, but he's a good person. And he could never get into sports, you know, and but his mom she had the best video games for us, and her house was very orderly. She has a huge yard. She took care of it like premium style. She was always a good host. I really liked her. She cut down a tree on my grandma's property. She said, I'm sorry for doing that, but you know what? I'd do it again. Because it kind of bordered over their fence. But we like her, and I like her. She's great. I love her, really. She was great. Her son was more complicated. She was less complicated than her son. She couldn't understand her son. She basically said, well, just join the soccer team. Just join the hockey and that'll fix it. You know, and so he would have had to turn to drugs or something. He had a nice car. You know, when I saw he had a Mercedes and it was all zipped out. He had a zippy Mercedes. And I actually felt like crying. I felt like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Some people can have a Mercedes and it's cool. Okay. But I mean, it was like, why don't you just get a tattoo on your forehead that says Big Dong, and then an arrow on your cheeks pointing down and a wink face on your other cheek? Like, it shows that you have lost every footing you've ever had. It shows that you're so lost. But I think he found his way. And then we had a conversation about my cousin, who's like one of the smartest, if not the smartest person in my family, who has severe so-called mental illness, which I think she's being gang stalked and she might not know. And No one invites her to our family Christmas parties. But I would. And I might, but she might not say yes. But I answered the phone once when she called, and I was kind of nervous around her, kind of apprehensive. And I really worry that she took that as her fault. When really it was me. I thought, you are beyond me and you see through me. But she's such a good person that she would take that like it's her fault. And I want to tell her that. Because she's really smart. She's really, really smart. And there's no detail that she doesn't know. And I feel bad. You know, she's going to a neurologist and they're going to give her some fucked up shit. And you know, I can't just tell her, hey, just fuck it all and just drink water. It's all bullshit. Just drink water. You know, that's what I'd tell her. Disease doesn't exist. Just drink water. Infection doesn't exist. What you call infection is blood and lymph pooling at the site of an injury. And the blood is feeding the cells where they're injured, and the lymph is cleaning it, and that creates inflammation. And that's a sign of cleansing and healing. Yeah, but you know, antibiotics are a cheat code, I guess. If you're not going to drink the water, that's cool. Who gives a fuck? But I mean, if you keep taking these meds your whole life, you're going to end up with shaky hands. You're going to end up, it is going to fuck you up eventually, no matter how smart you are. That's going to hurt you so bad. My pig's youngest sister was a genius. No one else in her family was. And she would get super bad migraines. And I told my pig a bunch of times, because my pig is the oldest, and she kind of feels like responsible for the people in her family, like her siblings. And I said, the headaches she's getting, and maybe this is nuts, okay? Yeah, I get it. Maybe this is nuts. But the headaches she's getting are cognitive dissonance, that everything she's learning makes no sense. There was this other girl, and she was like, maybe like 11. And I said, did you go to the church? And she had this very, you know, because it was Christmas time. Did you go to church today? And she had this very shameful look. She said no. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not shaming you. I don't give a fuck. I was just like, you know, I didn't mean it like that. But she had clear mental issues. And she was clearly more intelligent than basically everyone else there. And you could see how much she was struggling. And you could see the cause of her mental issues is nothing anyone is telling you makes sense. And everything everyone is telling you makes no sense. And if you try and tell them that, they actually literally won't understand. And I felt really fucking sympathetic for her. All the shame she had. No, I didn't go to church. I felt... And at the church, do you know how fucked it was at the church? The preacher, he's going, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? And he's pointing to specific people in the audience, and they're going, yeah. And he's like, and he was a good one. Like he was fucking terrible. But he was the the captain of the football team kind of one. He was from out of town, and he had a story that makes you feel like you're him. A very relatable personal story that, hey, I'm just an underdog. I come from nothing, and I'm here, and, I got resolved through Jesus, and now I'm here, and now the Canadians, are you a Canadian who loves God? Do you believe that God loves Canada? Like, he even brought, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to lie, I'm pretty sure he brought nationality into it. And he was not from Canada, too. Okay, so we have like 2 minutes left. And, I would have been happy to see Dance Girl's family, too, on the way home. But that loneliness came. It was someone with a coat like her. And then it was just this other person. And I thought, oh, man, what a letdown. And I said Dance Girl has fucked up bone structure, like Michael Phelps' shoulders. Well, yeah, actually I did take that back. But then later I thought, well, it's kind of true, but it just doesn't seem true because Dance Girl is so short that she's a tiny person. And so her shoulders actually don't look wide at all. But if you compare her whole proportions, they're a bit wide. But her face, her face makes up for it, so that's fine. And I'm loving my Sonic game. It's so much fun. It's such a balance. Just the right difficulty and the novelty. Everything is new. And every level is different. The colors are all different. I feel like I just winked at my mind to TSD. Winked in my mind to TSD. Like I just gave him a spiritual gift. I don't know what it is. It could just be a random thought. I don't know. So I basically set myself back a day by fasting like this today.